They don't hate you because you're cold. They hate you because you're unavailable to manipulation. A Capricorn can sit in the middle of chaos, say almost nothing, and still make a decision that changes the whole room. You don't argue to be liked. You don't perform emotions to be believed. You don't beg for crumbs when you're built for the whole table. And that is the one reason people secretly resent you. You refuse to play small just to make them comfortable. Stay with me, because by the end of this horoscope you'll know exactly what 2026 is trying to unlock in you and which year between 2026 and 2036 becomes your legend year, the year your name travels faster than you do. Introduction: Capricorn's real personality, the version no one says out loud. Capricorn is the sign of quiet power, not the kind that screams, the kind that lasts. You're ruled by time more than mood, and that's why people misread you. They want an instant reaction, but you're built for long-term outcomes. Your mind automatically asks, will this matter in 5 years? And that single question makes you look ruthless to people who live in 5 minutes. Here's the secret. Capricorn isn't emotionless. Capricorn is economical with emotion. You don't waste feelings on situations that aren't real. You don't hand your heart to anyone who hasn't proven they can hold it. You can love deeply and still keep your dignity, because to you, love without respect is not love, it's a debt trap. People also underestimate how much you notice. You act like you didn't see the shift in tone, the fake compliment, the subtle betrayal. But you did. You always do. Capricorn's gift is pattern recognition, and your coldness is often just self-protection with perfect manners. And the most misunderstood trait of all, Capricorn's ambition is not greed. It's a survival instinct wearing a suit. You want stability not because you're boring, but because you've felt what it's like when everything can collapse. You don't chase success to impress people, you chase it so your life can't be controlled by anyone else. That's why your presence triggers people. You remind them of what discipline looks like. You remind them what commitment costs. You remind them that excuses are optional. Now let's talk about what's coming. Forecast 2026 begins your quiet upgrade era. The theme of 2026 for Capricorn: less noise, more proof. 2026 isn't the year you try. It's the year you upgrade your standards so high that your life reorganizes itself around them. You'll cut what drains you, not dramatically, not loudly, just permanently. This year rewards Capricorn in one specific way. Your patience becomes profitable. Something you've been building in the background starts showing visible results. Not overnight miracles, real results. The kind people can't argue with. Finances in 2026. Your money stops leaking. In 2026, your biggest financial victory comes from one move: closing the invisible holes. Subscriptions, impulsive generosity, underpricing your work, saying yes out of guilt, staying loyal to a job that's not loyal to you. Capricorn, you're about to stop funding other people's comfort with your future. What changes your income? You renegotiate a role, a contract, or your price. You step into a responsibility upgrade: more authority, more control, more pay. You create a second stream of income tied to your expertise: consulting, teaching, management, systems, strategy, structured creativity. The universe pushes you toward assets over applause. You'll be tempted to buy the status thing. Don't. In 2026, the smartest Capricorn play is invest in what compounds: skills, tools, education, connections, and anything that saves time. A powerful sign for you in 2026. Money arrives when you simplify. When you stop juggling, your income rises. When you stop explaining, your reputation grows. When you stop chasing, the right doors start opening. Relationships in 2026. The no more half-love decision. Love gets real in 2026. Not necessarily dramatic, just honest. If you're in a relationship, 2026 forces one question: are we building or just surviving together? Capricorn doesn't fear hard work and love, but you do fear wasting years. This year you either deepen commitment through structure plans, living arrangements, long-term goals, or you realize you've been carrying the emotional weight alone. If you're single, you become magnetic in a new way. Not look at me magnetic, stable magnetic. The right person isn't attracted to your mask. They're attracted to your backbone. You may meet someone through career, learning, travel for work, or a serious project. Someone who respects your schedule, not someone who competes with it. Capricorn's love lesson in 2026. You don't need to be softer. You need to be seen correctly. The right partner won't ask you to shrink your ambition. They'll feel safer because you have it. 2026 to 2030. The decade starts building your name and your leverage. Think of 2026 as the foundation pour. The early years of your decade are about positioning, choosing the lane where you can become undeniable. 2027, the network year, strategic allies appear. You stop doing everything alone. You attract mentors, partners, and collaborators, but only if you allow yourself to be supported. This is a year of useful connections and serious opportunities that come through people watching you quietly win. 2028, the visibility year, your work gets noticed. This year wants you on a bigger stage, a promotion, a public project, a brand, a leadership role, or a breakthrough that makes people say, wait, since when are they this powerful? Capricorn, 2028 rewards you for your consistency by turning it into recognition. 2029 to 2030, the authority years, you become the decision maker. This is when you stop being the reliable worker and start being the one who sets the rules. If you've ever wanted to lead, manage, launch something structured, or step into a reputation that outlives trends, this is the doorway. And here's the twist. Your fame doesn't have to look like celebrity. Capricorn fame often looks like status, respect, influence, and a name that opens rooms. The kind of fame that pays. How Capricorn becomes famous and rich without selling their soul. You win where entrance matters. Where other signs get bored, you get dangerous in the best way. Capricorn thrives and can earn a lot in fields like business leadership, management, operations, project direction, finance, investing, real estate, law, government, strategy, architecture, engineering, product building, systems design, media behind the scenes, producing, directing, editing, structuring a brand, education or mentorship, teaching practical mastery, guiding others into results, high discipline creative work, writing, documentary storytelling, research, investigative formats, long-form content. Your secret weapon is this: you can make chaos organized. People pay a fortune for that. And in 2026, the universe whispers one instruction: stop waiting until you feel ready. Start moving like the person you're becoming. The most successful year for Capricorn 2026, 2033. Why 2033 becomes your legend year? It's the year your patience cashes out publicly. By 2033, Capricorn has usually done two invisible things that nobody applauded. Build a skill set that's rare, not trendy rare. Built a reputation for reliability that turns into authority. So in 2033, you don't just get lucky, you get chosen. People come to you because you're the safest bet in the room. You're the name attached to quality, results, no drama, done. What 2033 brings: a major promotion, leadership title, ownership stake, a product, brand, or platform scaling beyond your expectations. Recognition that feels overdue and very satisfying. Money that comes in bigger waves, not small drops. Capricorn fame tends to peak when you stop trying to impress anyone and simply operate at your highest standard. 2033 is that energy. Your decade map. What each stage is really doing. 2031 to 2032. The power consolidation phase. These years are about tightening your system. Better boundaries, better deals, fewer distractions. Capricorn's income often rises here because you stop doing everything and start doing the right things. You streamline your circle. Your time becomes expensive. You may leave a role that limits you. Build something on your own terms. Invest seriously, real estate, education, business assets. Step into a niche where you're hard to replace. 2033, the name travels year. People repeat your name when you're not in the room. That's fame. And Capricorn usually handles it calmly while secretly feeling proud. 2034, the expansion year. Now that you're recognized, 2034 asks, can you scale without burnout? This is where you build teams, systems, delegations, or automation. You stop being the engine and become the architect. 2035 to 2036, the legacy years. Capricorn finally gets what they've always wanted: stability that can't be taken away. Not just money, but leverage, options, freedom, and respect. These years are ideal for long-term investments, creating something you can pass on, building an influence that outlives a trend, choosing love that supports your future, not your chaos. 2026 in relationships, the real turning point you must not ignore. Here's the secret no one tells you. Capricorn doesn't fear loneliness. Capricorn fears wasted years. If you're in a relationship in 2026, this year forces clarity. You start noticing whether your partner, respects your goals, brings peace instead of drama, grows with you or competes with you, builds a future or just talks about it. 2026 can bring a serious commitment upgrade if the relationship is aligned, moving in engagement marriage plans, shared finances or a shared project, long-term decisions that feel mature, not rushed. But if you've been carrying the emotional load, 2026 exposes it. And Capricorn, when you see the truth clearly, you don't rage, you exit strategically. If you're single in 2026, your type changes. You stop being attracted to intensity and start being attracted to consistency, competence, emotional stability, someone who doesn't punish you for having standards. The best match for Capricorn in 2026 is someone who understands ambition and doesn't take your focus personally. Love comes through work, study, conferences, business circles, travel with purpose, not random trips, introductions through respected friends. And yes, someone can fall for you hard in 2026 because of the thing people claim to hate, your self-control. To the right person, it feels like safety. 2026 in finances, how your money grows fast without risking everything. Capricorn wealth rarely comes from gambling. It comes from structure. The 2026 money formula for Capricorn: skill, authority, asset, influence. Skill: you upgrade mastery, learn what others avoid. Authority: you become the trusted decision maker. Asset: you invest in what compounds business, property, long-term projects. Influence: your name becomes profitable. In 2026, you'll have one moment that changes your earning path. It looks like a new role with real control, a serious client contract, a price increase you finally stop apologizing for, a side project that becomes a brand. Best advice for Capricorn in 2026: don't chase fast money. Chase repeatable money, the kind that returns every month because your value is clear. How Capricorn becomes famous, the real secret. You become famous when you stop trying to be likable and start being unignorable. Capricorn wins in areas that reward discipline, endurance, systems, responsibility, long-term projects, leadership, management, strategy, research, investigation, deep storytelling, building platforms and brands with trust. Your fame comes from one word: credibility. When the world gets noisy, people follow the one who stays consistent. Capricorn's fame path: be the calm expert in a chaotic world. The one reason people hate Capricorn and why it's actually your crown: because you refuse to join the emotional circus. You don't fold under pressure. You don't chase validation. You don't explain yourself to people who haven't earned access. To immature people, that feels like rejection, so they call you cold. To wise people, it feels like leadership, so they call you rare. And that's your secret. Capricorn isn't hard to love. Capricorn is hard to control. Final message for Capricorn 2026-2036. Your decade is not about becoming someone new. It's about becoming visible as who you already are: a builder, a strategist, a legacy maker. 2026 starts the upgrade. 2033 crowns it. 2035 to 2036 stabilizes it.